it's hard for me to imagine that anyone in our intelligence area would ever mislead a member of Congress.
I've been dealing with the CIA for a number of years. They don't lie to members of Congress.
Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi is under attack from Republicans after she claimed yesterday that the CIA lied to her and misled Congress. She says the CIA told her in 2002 that they had not waterboarded Abu Zubaydah when in fact they had waterboarded him. The CIA says they did tell her that. She says they didn't, which means that we're in a they said, she said kind of fight here. Now, the Speaker of the House does have two big advantages in this fight. Number one, she's the one calling for full release and investigation of all the documentation, which is not the kind of thing you usually do if you're the one who's hiding the truth. Second, she has an ally to back up her claims. He is former Florida Senator Bob Graham, who says the CIA didn't tell him about waterboarding either when he was head of the Senate Intelligence Committee.
When I was briefed, which was about 3 weeks after the Speaker, the subject of waterboarding did not come up.
You know, it would be weird if they told Pelosi about waterboarding and not Bob Graham a few weeks later. But that's not all. Senator Graham has further evidence that the CIA records about who they briefed on what and when aren't all that accurate.
The CIA, when I asked them what were the dates these briefings took place, gave me 4 dates, and I went back to my spiral notebooks and a daily schedule that I keep and found, and the FBI and the CIA concurred, that in 3 of those 4 dates there was no briefing held. That raises some questions about the bookkeeping of the CIA.
Finally, the day comes when a huge matter of national security and accountability in the nation's soul boils down to Bob Graham's spiral notebooks. Bob Graham documents everything in tiny little spiral notebooks. Everything. What he eats, what he wears, who he talks to, how many calories he burns on the treadmill, every meeting, every ride in a car, every walk down a block, everything. He has filled up thousands of little tiny spiral-bound notebooks. They're made by the North Carolina Paper Company. He bought out their entire supply when they stopped making his preferred notebook in the 1990s. So ubiquitous are Bob Graham's journals, so complete that one of Graham's portraits even shows one of those little notebooks open on his lap. 6 years ago, one of the senator's local papers, the St. Petersburg Times, obtained a full day's worth of Bob Graham journal entries, and they reprinted it in the paper. It reads in part, and I'm telling you, this isn't even the whole thing, log 9/17/02, Tuesday, 6:50, awake at 3 STTH. That stands for his Washington apartment, 3rd Street townhouse. Then he writes 181, that's his weight. Sick because he weighs himself every day. 6:50 to 7, apply scalp medication. 7 to 7:40, kitchen, brew coffee, prepare and drink breakfast, soy, skim milk, OJ, peach, banana, blueberries, read post, dress in gray suit. Okay, we're going to skip ahead here to 12:35 to 1, briefing on prescription drugs with Lisa Lehman, Bryant Hall. 1 o'clock to 1:10, Carolyn Berver, Bryant Hall, re-Haitian detainees. 1:10 to 2:15, Capitol S211, LBJ room, Democratic caucus, luncheon. Salmon. Skipping ahead to 8:40 to 8:50, 3rd Street townhouse, bedroom, bathroom. Change to blue shorts. Apply scalp medication. 8:50 to 10:50, 3rd Street townhouse office. And within that time, he breaks it down. From 8:50 to 9, update notebook. From 9 to 10:50, review staff memos, miscellaneous dictation. That is an abridged day in the life of Senator Bob Graham. He does that every single day, every day for more than 30 years. And even with me reading all of those details that I just read, I cut out more than 12 hours of the journal listing for just that one day. Now, why does Bob Graham keep these journals? Here's how he explained it to Katie Couric a few years ago.
My father carried a notebook as a dairy farmer. He would write down numbers of sick cows and fences that were broken to be sure that they got taken care of. I adopted this discipline from him. I use it to write down names of people who have something to say and that I want to be certain that I follow up. I write down what I am going to try to get accomplished on that particular day. For me, it is a means of organization and discipline, and I guess my question is why more people in public office don't do this.
There is actually an answer to that. The reason more people in public office don't do that nowadays is because, remember how Bob Packwood got caught writing down details of everyone he ever sexually harassed or had an affair with? Yeah, that's why people don't do it anymore. But if you're not Bob Packwood and instead you're soy and blueberries, gray suit, scalp medication Bob Graham, eventually your diaries get used to prove that the CIA's own records of who it briefed on what and when can't necessarily be trusted. Bottom line here, spies 0, nerds 1.